Hello and welcome to the channel. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. Really appreciate it. So the IIHS is talking about like implementing these um, speed limiter. I mean, they already have the speed limiter. Like you can't exceed certain amount of speed in certain cars. You know, um, I guess they call it. Some people call it the governor or whatever. You can't exceed certain speeds, but most of these companies they making cars that can exceed certain speeds. It's just certain cars can't exceed certain amount of speed, but you can still drive it fast as you choose to. But now they're trying to implement something within the vehicles that will limit the amount of speed that you can go, or it has to adjust the speeds to the traffic lights. So let's go ahead and get in the article real quick. So here's the name of the article. IIHS pushes for mandatory speed limiting tech to end epidemic on aggressive driving. And people like people like freedom. People like to do whatever they want. Now, I can somewhat agree with this article. You like how I did that? Yeah, you did. Somewhat. Yeah, unbiased. Sometimes bias. Sometimes. But anyway, um, I can agree with this because there's certain people that just they're fucking maniacs on the roads. So anyway, let's go through this real quick. In January 2022, a Dodge Challenger traveling at speeds of exceeding 100 miles per hour ran a red light and collided with a minivan. See, that's the problem there. He ran a red light. Now, was he racing or was he just driving fast? Like, it doesn't really, there's not much of a context here. Additional safety organizations are joining this call for introduction of technology to mitigate speeding. The insurance, because hypothetically, I mean, if he still ran that red light, traveling at a speed of 60 miles per hour, would that person have survived in that van? Maybe, but it would have still ended in the same result. Maybe you don't know. Yeah, the speed does come into play, but who really know what would have happened if it was traveling, 60 miles per hour, 70 miles per hour. You know what I mean? Like who would know? I mean, yeah, there's a high chance that they might have survived if it was going 50 or 60, but we've seen time and time again that people get killed, driving that amount of speed, getting ejected from the car, just different things happening. Just a lot of things comes into factor when they're trying to push this narrative. Of course, they're going to choose like the worst case scenario to push their certain agenda down our throat. Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, which conducts independent crash tests and studies automotive safety in addition to other members of Road to Zero Coalition, are urging automakers and regulators to promote intelligent speed assistance, ISA technology, as well as speed limiters in new vehicles. I mean, to be honest, they already have that. They already have speed limiters on certain cars. For as long as I can remember, all cars have speed limiters where they can't exceed certain speeds. Um, Speeding causes more than a quarter of all crash deaths every year, accounting for more than 12,000 lost lives in 2021. Vice said Jessica, Vice President of Research at IIHS in Vehicle Technologies, can be an important part of the solution. Yeah, I agree. But so can the preventative measures that's within the vehicle itself too, whether it has like lane departure warnings or collision mitigation or any of that safety features does come into play too. I think if they're all working together in conjunction, could kind of like reduce the impact of the accident. Like the car that I have now, I have the Ioniq 5, and it's a pretty smart car. I mean, it lets you know like if you're veering off your lane, if there's something there, it warns you about it. And then if you're too close to the person in front of you, the car will actually brake itself, and and it is aggressive, not just a little bit. It's an aggressive braking. The coalition points to Europe, where ISA will be mandatory on vehicles starting in 2024, which I would not buy any of those fucking cars. Technology uses GPS and camera technology to determine the prevailing speed limit and warn drivers when they are driving too fast. My car already tells me when I'm driving too fast. It's like it's white, and then if it turns red, I mean I'm going over the speed limit. It already warns me. Some systems even incorporate ISA into a dynamic speed limiter, reducing engine power once the vehicle starts traveling faster than the speed limit. Other systems simply prevent a vehicle from exceeding a preset maximum speed. Yeah, fuck that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If automaker bends the knee, I will refuse to buy any new car. I like having an option. I like having choice. I'm not always speeding, out of my fucking mind and shit. Sometimes I'm just cruising, but I like to have the option that you know, if I take the car to the track or take it out somewhere else where I'm not a danger to anybody and I want to feel what the car can do, why the fuck shouldn't I be able to do that? Why is there so many regulations? This is just not a fan of it. Not a fan of this at all. But you go ahead and let me know in the comments below. I think they just need to improve the kind of safety techs that's in these vehicles. And to be completely honest with you guys, all these vehicles are actually on their way out anyway. Like the V8s, Mustangs of the world, the Challengers, the Camaros, the Hellcats, the Chargers. You know what I mean? All those vehicles are actually on their way out because they're trying to push the fucking EVs down our fucking throat, even though we don't want that shit. But they're just like, you're gonna fucking take it. Either that or hybrids. Those are gonna be our only options. Either that, hybrids, or fully electric vehicles that we're gonna get. So anyway, you let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are about this whole situation. I don't like it, but hey, if it saves lives, I guess we can all get in line. But I'll just stick to my cars that I already have. They're completely fun, and there's not a lot of regulations, and there's nobody else that's controlling the vehicle besides me. I just don't like giving manufacturers more control over my own personal vehicle, kind of like a Tesla. I feel like with Teslas, the manufacturer still controls way too much. The car is not really yours. It's more like you're just borrowing it because they can disable it. They can do whatever they want at any time, especially with those over-the-air update. Anything goes wrong with that, they let Tesla know. So I'm not a huge fan of those kind of how they operate as a business. But anyway, enough of me rambling on. Like, subscribe, have a good day. I'll see you in the next one.